At
so
Sunset
nice.
Cliffs.
I know. Now I'm like hyper aware of how soft I'm talking, but it's my morning voice. It's my happy.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, it's my happy Good Morning Wednesday voice.
Yeah, that's how I always sound
I always sound like this
on a Wednesday
on
morning.
a Wednesday morning, just for you guys. Anyway, happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's our light as fuck day. I hope you guys are doing well. We wanted to switch it up a little bit today and go somewhere new. So we're at Sunset Cliffs. Wow, can't even talk.
It's a beautiful morning. You probably hear the ocean in the background. So if you're getting ready for the day, hopefully this is like a very zen moment for you, as it is for us. We wanted to try somewhere new because I feel like sometimes the living room gets a bit mundane. And also, I feel like our conversations are different when we're in different settings. And we are morning people. We very much love the morning, and not everyone does, but we got up before the sun rose, and you still can't see the sun right now. So, but it's nice. There's people surfing. The clouds were pink earlier.
Yeah.
Why do you think that you like the mornings?
Well, I mean, I was just gonna add on to that too. Like, we're just so, like, I want to say, like, we have so many different sides and things that we like. So I think our like pod reflects that, and so that's what I like about trying somewhere new, is because we're different and we like trying new stuff. So it like pushes our boundaries a little bit, which I think a lot of people can relate to. But I think that also ties into kind of like why I'm a morning person, is because I think like when I think of mornings, I think of like reflection, and that's what I like so much about it, is because like you have to be uncomfortable a little bit to do a little reflection. And I don't know about you, but like waking up is like really uncomfortable. Leaving the bed is really uncomfortable. Going somewhere outside early in the morning is uncomfortable. Setting up sometimes a whole podcast can be a little uncomfortable, but within that you like have reflection. And I think that is like, I mean, pretty deep of an answer of why I like the mornings.
Yeah.
I also think like my dad's side of the family has always been morning people. Like, I mean, butt crack of dawn morning. And I don't know about you, but like when my family is up in the morning, it is like, let's just slam every cabinet. Let's just
oh my gosh, I hated that in high
oven.
School.
I'm like, why? Everybody's still sleeping, and it's like a band playing downstairs. I'm like, what? At 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Is that necessary? No. But as I get older, I'm like, yeah.
You're waking up. You don't care really about anyone else.
Yeah.
No, I do like the mornings too, because no one else is awake. I like being one of the first people. It feels like waking up, and like it feels like this, you like stole extra time in the day that other people didn't get.
Oh, fully.
Especially when you meet people at like, this sounds really annoying, but like when you meet people at like 9 and they're like, oh, I just woke up, and you've been up for like 3 hours, and you're like, I did so much already this morning. Which is that, as soon as I was saying that, I was like, that's like that annoying thing that people make fun of like, oh, what time did you get up this morning? Oh, I got up at 5:30.
But it is kind of like a flex to get up and do stuff with your day. Like, I'm envious of people when I am that person that it's like, oh, I just woke up, and I could tell the other person is like, I've been up for a minute. I'm like, you got stuff, you could enjoy your morning, you got stuff done. I was like, I think it was the Ins and Outs episode where I was talking about like romanticizing my life. What is more romantic than like waking up and having coffee and like sitting out on your balcony and just like just living, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I like about mornings too, is how slow they are. And that's why like coming to the ocean too, you just like,
it's
like
so
puts
nice.
everything in perspective. It's nice, it's easy. It's not like that. I like nights too, but like it's like hustle and bustle. Now I'm just like, I'm chilling.
Did you had morning practice and swim? What time was that at?
7 to 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good time. because you could still wake up a little bit and have
It's
a
so
second.
hard for me. College was really hard for me to wake up. I think the only time that I consistently in my life was like waking up in the morning and enjoying it was when I worked on the station because we had to be up so early. But I think like in high school and college, I was like so upset about waking up the time that I had to wake up. And like 7 is like easy, but I remember like 6:30 would roll around and I'd be like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't get out of bed. Well, I also feel like during that time you're like staying up late, hanging out with people, studying.
Yeah. It is
All the
so
things.
like hard for me, and that's why I like it too, is because it brings like I feel like more disciplined when I feel great right now.
Yeah.
That I was like disciplined enough. I did not fucking sleep well though because I was afraid
That you were gonna.
that I was not gonna get up in time.
What was the thing? I think it was when we were gonna go surfing early, and both of us were just kind of waiting to see if the other
my God.
person was gonna wake up.
It was when we were gonna go surfing. That was really funny. Like, she up,
Is
and then
she
we
gonna
both were
text
up,
me?
and so we were like, okay,
Okay, we're doing it. Neither of us really wanted to get in the water. That is one thing. I think that's the thing. Swimming in the morning,
it's trauma.
getting in your swimsuit and jumping in water is like, ah!
Yeah,
Like people that take cold plunges early in the morning.
are psychotic. Are you fucking kidding
That
me?
sounds...
This is one thing. If you
Yeah.
asked me to go like get in and do the pod, I'd be like, absolutely not.
We're actually going to clip GoPros to
You
our
have to
surfboards.
Hold the mic while you're
Balancing.
egg beatering in the water. So I found some stuff on like Pinterest that I wanted to ask you for the morning
Okay.
because of course Pinterest. Did you guys see how I slipped that in there?
We should be sponsored by Pinterest.
Honestly, because I was saying just like how mornings are like such a time to reflect.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, how can we do that on the pod?
Cute.
You know what this reminds me of, and what like when I think of like mornings and reflection and just kind of like being like centered and stuff and like getting ready for the day, I actually want to plug the 5-minute journal that you got me for Christmas last year.
Mhm.
And the reason why is because it starts off with like, how are you like right now? Like, what are you feeling? And that's like what a lot of things that I looked up of like, how do you like journal in the morning, or journaling prompts, or all that centering shit.
Mhm.
And the first thing is like so simple of like, how do you feel? And I love this question of like, how are you, or how do you feel in the morning? Because you can't say I'm fine. Anybody that says I'm fine
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So you like really have to like sit and think about it. So it's like boring as it is. Like my first question is,
How am
do
I
you feel?
feeling?
Yeah.
I honestly feel pretty stiff. Sitting like this with my hips, I'm like, woo!
Next time we'll bring chairs. Or a
I like
couch.
being on the ground. If I could have gotten up at like 5 and like stretched before we did this,
Yeah.
but so pretty stiff, but honestly, like this temperature is perfect with my beanie on and the coffee. Like I'm feeling excited for this episode and excited for my day. I'm anxious for my interview later. I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, are they gonna ask me like CPR questions?
I doubt it. And even if they do, you'll know the answer.
Will I?
For sure.
I feel like sometimes I think about like interview questions and I'm like, I don't know anything.
The interview itself, I think sometimes like when you walk in, all of the brain cells die.
Yeah.
You're just,
Yeah.
I don't know how to speak or even act anymore.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do fantastic.
Thanks.
Have you talked about it on the pod, what you're doing?
No. So when I had my other job, I wanted to teach like a few spin classes a week. I thought that would be fun. And now that I'm like looking for work right now, part of me is like, honestly, before I moved to San Diego, I was teaching mostly full time. Like I did marketing and teach coaching, and it was great. I loved it. It was really fun. And so I applied to coach group fitness classes at a sports club in San Diego and have an interview. Keep you guys posted,
So excited
but
for you.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Thanks. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. No. I think I definitely agree with like the sitting
hips?
on, yeah, the hips. And I also think like there's like this little like lip here. So like one butt cheek is higher than the other butt cheek. I'm feeling, let's see, I think content is a good word. Mm-hmm. It feels like a Sunday morning to me. Like I have things planned, but I'm also like relaxed. I feel like a little bit in the need of not like anxiety, but just like a little anxious for like planning the week, you know how that is.
I was feeling that last night, but I was like, I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I did, and now tomorrow's here, and I'm like, fuck, I need to, you know, think a little bit about what's going on this week or in my life. Which is always the hard part, like when mornings come, is because I think for me, I'm like, go, go, go. Like I want to start doing things and crossing things off the list. So like to sit and try to like plan it out and set like actual like attainable goals for myself that I know I'm going to accomplish. Like I'm not going to get everything done on a Monday. Like I have to spread it out a little bit. So
it's a Wednesday.
It is. I know, but like, you know how like when you set it up on a Monday, it is a Wednesday. To put that in perspective. So
yeah, no,
I think
feel that.
That just a little bit. I think content's
the overall mood.
Yeah, I was listening to on Spodio, which is also what it should be called. Why is
Spodio?
Yeah, Spotify audiobooks. I'm calling it Spodio. The 101 essays that will change your life, and it was talking about like something about happiness or something, and about how like sometimes people assume that like the goal is to like always be happy, and like that's what you're like always reaching for, and it's like you're like that's not life, that's a, like not existence. And so that's where like the word content, she was saying like content feels like you're allowed to be like anxious and sad or feeling all of those things, but also knowing that like that's just the feeling that you have right now, and like good things are coming, whatever. So I think content really like sums up everything right now.
That's also, such a good book.
It honestly is.
Ellie got me that for my birthday.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And now it's on Spotify.
See? That's what it should be called.
No, it's on Spotify so everyone can enjoy. This is a random thought, but living with you and just like being around, I don't know, I feel like being around adult women makes me...
Oh no, this can't be good.
No, it is good.
Okay.
It's like sometimes I'm like really, I feel like I'm really like careless about my self.
I'm trying to follow. I'm hanging on. just keep going.
like I'm like flinging dirt everywhere on this setup and like sitting basically in the dirt right now, and like you have like a little thing for your tailbone and you have an extra blanket, and I just appreciate, I'm like, oh, I can care a little bit more.
Or have severe OCD that if like any speck of sand touches me right now, I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
I'm like about to fall back the cliff. I told Brooke this the other day because I was like, I didn't have a steamer until I went to our friend's wedding, and I like take my dress out of the bag that was like literally rolled up in a ball, and she's like in the bathroom like steaming her dress. It looks so good, and I'm like, can I use that? So I just learn a lot from the adult woman in my life. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I learn every routine thing, every way to like care about myself and my space from like cleanly put together women, like my mom, my aunts, like all the people around me. I'm just like, oh shit, that's a really good habit to have. I'm gonna steal that.
Just wanted to plug that.
No, I
appreciation.
On my next little like morning journal prompt, it's with the morning and being like putting things in perspective and being reflective. Also, pointing out things that you're grateful for in your life. So
Oh,
what are
that's
3
good.
things that you're grateful for?
I'm glad you asked this. I had a journal actually that I was pretty good about writing in the mornings, my like 3 things.
Yeah.
And honestly, it changed my day when I would do that. I feel like today I am grateful for our friendship and that we're doing this and that I have someone like you in my life who's willing to go at 6:30 to sit in the dirt and record. But like this is so lovely. I'm grateful for a warm beverage. I love having this that I'm sipping on right now. And I am grateful for sweats because I'm very cozy and I love wearing sweats.
And being cozy.
What are you grateful for?
I think I definitely am so thankful for our friendship. I had a bit of like a moment yesterday thinking about it. When you had said, I had asked you like what your plan is for today, and you had said like the interview, and I was like, oh wait, what's the interview? And you had reminded me, and I just and I was like right before bed, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm just like so fucking proud of you. Like,
Aww.
I feel like this is something that we've talked about with like jobs and not really knowing, and you're just like doing something that's like you're passionate about and you put like hard work into, and you're going for an interview. Like, I just see it playing out, and then I just like, I don't know, to have someone so close in my life that is different but is like going through kind of similar things, you know, like walking kind of a similar path, makes me feel less alone. And also it's just like, it's just like love. I don't know, it's weird, I don't know how to describe it sometimes. It's like I'm like, fuck yeah, I love it. Love the love, and
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you for doing that and excited, and I already know you're gonna get the job, so now I'm like, fuck, I have to start spin class.
Everyone come
'Cause
join.
I am definitely gonna be there. I am grateful for my dogs.
Oh, they're so cute.
I just love them. I didn't bring them this morning because I think it would have been Luna would have
running.
been just in the water now, and Bash probably would have just been like poking her head in the camera.
They're so cute. Honestly, like I love living with you, but I also love living with your dogs.
Sometimes I'm like, fuck, they must be. I hope they're not like so annoying, because I'm like, girls, why do you do the things that you do? Like, just start squeaking at 5. Did you hear Luna this morning squeaking? I was like, we don't need to do that. Yeah, no, they're so cute, and I have been taking them out on like runs recently, because I used to run with them all the time, and I think like I just like, obviously Luna has 3 legs, so I think her hip is bothering her a little bit, and my dad is like, you have to be careful, like they're like elderly dogs now, and I was like,
No.
why would you use that word? No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just like, you know, they're only like in my life for a brief period of time, but I'm like always going to be in theirs, and it's just like so cute, and they're just loving and so sweet. And then I'm grateful for coffee. Oh my god, yeah, when I turned on the coffee maker this morning and it smelled
the house
like that,
smells so good.
and sipping on it now, oh my god, it just fuels me. Probably shouldn't be drinking as much as I do, but I can't help it. Can't stop, won't stop.
It's like a little treat in the morning.
Yeah.
To go with, like, to reward yourself for waking up
For
early.
waking up at the butt crack of fucking dawn.
Yeah. I love like hot coffee too. Even in like the summers, like in the mornings, that's what I want.
Oh yeah.
Iced coffee. Also, if you get iced coffee, they fill the whole cup with ice, and you get like this much coffee.
Also, I don't savor it like I do. Like hot
chug
coffee,
it.
I'm sipping, I'm enjoying, I'm making a meal out of it. Iced coffee's like. You're welcome.
I hope you're watching the YouTube to see what Ellie just did.
Also, I hope you're watching too, because like the sun just came out, where it's like lighting up the white tops on the waves. So pretty.
This is so lovely.
Distraction. What is one goal you want to accomplish
Today,
yeah.
I would like to write my agenda for the week and like have some room for things to change. I think I was in the habit of literally like,
Also, there's a seal. Do you see him?
Oh my gosh, it's little head.
Sorry, I really wanted to pay attention. Like, he's just chilling.
I think, yeah, if I could come back as any creature, I don't know if it'd be a seal, but
Seal. Look, there he is.
but they just look.
Oh my god, I think he must be eating something. Because he's really shaking his head.
Oh.
It's be yummy.
Or he's playing. No, I think he's fully digesting.
He's playing.
What did I ask you the other day that was just so stupid? We were in the bathroom. Oh, we were in the bathroom at a Spanish restaurant.
Type off this clip. That was so funny.
And in the stalls, they have like pictures of hot men on the back. And I was like, I just like that there's like, they're all like dark hair, like olive skin, like, and Ellie was like, yeah, because this is a Spanish restaurant. They're not going to show blonde hair beach babes.
It was like these Spanish models and actors, like Javier, whatever that guy's name is, and a few other like really like hot Spanish models. And she's like, I just like sitting in the stall. And I said, do you have pictures of hot men on your bathroom, like on the back of the door? She's like, yeah. And then a few silence. She's like, I just love how none of them are blonde. And they're all just like, yeah, like you said, gorgeous, whatever. And I like, yeah, I think they're all Spanish. Fully in the most like Spanish restaurant, like full on Spain
like
restaurant.
tapas, yeah.
Oh my god, that really cracked me up.
That was good.
Okay, so
what was
goal.
the question?
So your goal for the day.
Yeah. Okay, we are actually recording this at the beginning of the week, even though it's technically Wednesday when this is coming out.
Yeah.
But I used to like be pretty rigid, and like my old planner that I had the times on the side, so you would write during the time when you would do things, which was like good, but also it was like 7 a.m. workout, 8 a.m. eat, 9 a.m. And so then it was like stressful when something would get off. And then I'm like, the whole day is ruined because I missed this time slot.
Yeah.
And now as in, we're 3 weeks into the year, I'm being more of like, these are a few things during the day, or like the stuff that does have like a time, like my interview, I'll add that, but it's not so rigid.
Yeah.
And I like having like 1 to 2 things that it's like, I need to get this done today. And then a few things that are like, it would be nice, but it's not the end of the world. So I can move stuff around.
Yeah.
And I just like doing that at the beginning of the week. And I feel my week feels better when I know a rough idea of what I'm going to be doing. So that's my goal.
I've been trying to do that too, to like not, that's what I was saying, is like sometimes Mondays will be like, this, and I'm like, I know I'm not gonna do all of these things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like actually like, okay, these are my 2 things that I want to do, or 3, and then kind of spread it along the week.
Yeah.
But for today, I think my goal. I would like to figure out my the global entry. So I have a passport. I just don't have global entry to like walk and make it easier. But I am going to I'm going back to home for a bit, and so I was thinking about doing that in SFO, but I need to figure it out.
Figure out what
do the
you
application.
need to do, yeah.
I need to just do all that stuff. Like I need to actually just Google it and figure that out. So I think today is a good day to do that.
Yeah.
And then similar of just like, because unfortunately it is not a Wednesday, it's a Monday, but for you guys it's a Wednesday. I would like to do my goals and like week stuff too.
Yeah. I feel like you just feel so much better once that's checked off the list.
Yeah. What is something you're proud of yourself for?
Whoa.
I know, we're dumping. We're diving straight.
We're dumping in.
Yeah.
Something I'm proud of myself for. Okay. First thing that comes to mind is the other day I took some time because I had done like a vision board for my year with my siblings on New Year's, which was nice. And like we had some of my friends and I who are training gone on a bike ride, and they were talking about like their word for the year, and I was like, nesting, but I'm like, that's not really my word, that's just like my vibe right now. And so I wanted to really think about like, okay, what are like specific intentions that I have for this year? And I think that I'm proud of myself for allowing myself to like, well, now I'm nervous to say the things that I was thinking, but like I'm allowing myself to be like, I will find a job this year that I'm passionate about. Whether that's like I have multiple jobs or I have one, like I will figure that out. And like I will, maybe it's not the person that I'm going to spend the rest. Okay, see, this is what I'm doing. But when I was journaling, I was like, I will find a partner that appreciates me and respects me and loves me for me. And like allowing myself to be like, that will happen, and thinking instead of adding all of the like stipulations around it. So I'm proud of myself for doing that, because I do think we've talked about this before, like I've been blocking myself or been like justifying why it couldn't happen this year. Right. And I want to just allow myself to be like, yeah, that's going to happen. And thinking in that mentality instead of like trying not to let myself get disappointed when it hasn't even happened, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is very fresh, but I'm proud of myself for taking the time to think about that and allowing myself to feel that way.
Yeah. It's a big step.
Yeah.
To like decide to do those things and not have like doubt and stuff. I mean, there's always going to be those things, but to like firmly put it in place and like write it down and say it aloud as like a straight like statement is like difficult.
Yeah. So in my like planner thing, one of the exercises is to write a letter to yourself. You're writing a letter as if it's the end of the year now, and you talk about like, I'm so thankful that like blah blah blah, this was great, blah blah blah. So I wrote that, and there's like a little flap in the back of the planner that you stick it in, and then at the end of the year I'll read that. And it was interesting. It kind of reminded me of the exercise of like writing to your partner, because I was like, all right, this happened, like this is how I feel. And that I think kind of helped me shift my perspective of maybe, yeah, it's okay if it doesn't happen, like attitude that I've been having.
Yeah. I also think too, when you feel that way, or when you say those I statements, you take up space.
Yeah.
And like the room, like in your life, wherever. And I think like for us, we know like sometimes it's really uncomfortable, or you don't want to take up space, or you were told to make yourself small. So it's like, I could even hear at the beginning where you're like, I was maybe saying find a partner. It's like, I do fully believe like, it's just, I think it's harder even as women to say those, because it's like, I'm gonna just like fucking take up the space and say it because this is how it is. And the automatic response is like, I think when you start to say it out loud is to like back it up with all of these like, well, maybes and all of these things. That's why I'm saying it's like, it's a good exercise, but I think it's overlooked with how like, you know, like, oh, it's not that difficult. Like, it is really fucking difficult to say that.
Yeah.
And to put it in place and like live the life that you want. And that's gonna like, you know, come to you. And that's why I like manifestation. That's why before I was like, I need to be clear on my manifestations because I'm like messing it up. But I love that.
What are you proud of?
Waking up? No. For sticking out this job.
Yeah.
I think like I should probably do that exercise that you were just talking about so that I can find a job this year. But I think it's just like, I've just accepted that this is where I'm at right now. And I think at least I'm doing something, even if it's not like the most glorious thing. But it also puts things in perspective of like, I am tired at the end of the day, but I'm not like coming home crying.
Yeah.
I'm not like bawling my eyes out on the floor. I'm not like locking myself up in my room. So it's like, you know, balancing like act basically. And it also has given me time to just start to look into things even another part-time job, something that's like not an internship, but like something that's different that I haven't done before. Like, it's just giving me time to like look at different options.
Yeah. Without being like there's no income coming in.
Exactly.
Like
Without
you have
like
something
nothing coming in. Yeah, it's like pretty decent, which is great. I just don't like being uncomfortable, and I care a lot about what people think. And so when I tell, like, the shift from like, oh, I'm working at this after school program, oh, I want to be a teacher, oh, I quit my job, to, oh, I'm working back at a restaurant, it's like, I understand, like, no one gives a fuck. And also, like, if you were to tell me, hey, I work at a restaurant, I like, it's all in here, and I know that. I just like still sometimes can't like get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
And I think at the beginning it was like so deep and strong feeling that I was like having anxiety about this job and like wanting to fucking quit and like wanting to leave and wanting to run back home, and like I couldn't do it. And so like I'm proud of myself for like just shutting up my mind and being like, girl, you need money. What else are you gonna fucking do? Like, what?
Yeah.
Go do it. And like it's like no one gives a fuck. It's a fine job. It's doing me well so far.
Yeah.
And I stuck with it, and that's I think what I'm proud of.
That's good. I really like the way you said it. I don't know if it was the ins and outs or the lessons learned, but you said something about like learning to live in the now. Which is something I've been thinking about. And even when you said, like, this is just, like, what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, you don't know what... You can have intentions and things for the next year or whatever. You don't even know what tomorrow will bring necessarily. So it's, like, embracing where you're at in this current stage of life. And that's fine.
Yeah.
And you're working, like... You're working.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at home.
But it's like, I don't want to watch my life fly by because I'm not working this like perfect fucking job.
Yeah.
And also like some people have the freaking perfect job and then they get like, they don't like it anymore. They get fired. They want to leave. Something happens. Like families, like life is always happening.
Yeah.
There's always going to be change. So I'm like, at least I've got to figure it out for right now.
I think that a perfect job is so rare.
Yeah. What does that even mean? Like that's a whole other thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I just feel like really the happiness comes from like what you're saying, embracing where you're at, who you're with, what you're doing, this phase of life, what you can glean from it, whatever. Because it's like, I thought that I had found a perfect job. I thought that like this is what I wanted to do, and we've talked about this, and it's like I don't think I want to do that anymore, and I don't.
Because in that now, like in that moment, it was perfect for you. And like as we're evolving, it's like, okay, that's not my now. Like it's just not it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I love when it gets like so loud that I have to like scream in my mic, and then it's done, and I'm like screaming into the ocean, screaming at my mic with this camera.
There's been, what is it called? The King's Tide or something that's happening. Which, like, I've seen videos when we were on our bike ride the other day, we rode through La Jolla, and the waves are crazy. Yeah. It's crazy right now. That. How strong it is, and, like, people are out here doing their thing.
There's a ton of people.
Yeah.
It's hard, though, because when I watch them, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could go do that. Like, look at that. But then I get in, and that wave,
I wish we had videos of our surfing endeavors.
That's next season. Okay. Oh, I like this one. What would make today great?
Oh, what would make today great is if I prioritize some time to stretch, because I think that my body needs that, and I need to listen to my body. And I am really excited, honestly. Julia, my sister, has been talking about this like TikTok pasta.
This TikTok pasta?
Yeah, that's supposedly really good, and it's like feta and not mushrooms, tomatoes, and I bought that salmon, and I'm really excited to make that. So that would, a really good meal, home cooked meal, would make today really great. And being confident in my interview and like thinking like I do know my stuff and I would be good at this job.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like that. Yeah, getting like a few things checked off, like doing my Monday to-dos, doing that like global entry stuff, and like just like putting my agenda together. I also think just like carrying this feeling, like I can wake up in like a good mood, and then all of a sudden like the smallest things sometimes, or like even big things, like almost like mess up the rest of the day, or like I forget how it started.
Yeah.
And so I want to like carry this with me while I like go to work, or I'm like doing all these things. I think that would make today great. That will make
That
today
will.
great.
Yeah. Shift the thinking. We finished our show. Again, another show.
Yeah, but I like that.
Yeah. It's called The Power, right?
Yeah, The Power.
On Amazon Prime. And it's like, how would you describe it?
It's very interesting. So the premise is like basically women who are, I guess like, it's like going through puberty, have developed a new organ that lets them like, it like electrocutes people. Like you have like electricity running through yourself, and it's like this whole new organ that's developed, and it's all happening to like younger girls, but you can pass it on to anybody that can possibly have that organ. So apparently it's based on a book, which I think would be really interesting to read. But I don't even know, like just how the world would react, a possible way of how like the world would react if women just got this power.
Yeah.
And what that would mean for like just everybody and how that plays out. And it's just like really interesting. There's like you can see like the political side of things, and I think it's very similar to how shit would happen if that like happened, like if it were to happen in real life. I also see like power changes people, and I'm not gonna lie, like if I had that, I see myself in certain characters, and there's some characters where I'm like, oh, maybe you should be a little bit more, like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. But I'm also like, I can get angry. I have been angry, and I don't know if I had that power.
If you'd like freak out and accidentally zap someone.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like I could not stop thinking about it, and I think like a show is good if it like leaves you feeling like angry, or like you can't stop, like you want to keep going and keep going. And so I'm like, that's how it made me feel. So I fucking loved it. It was just weird.
I like the way that they described the daughter, like describes the feeling of having it, and she was like, you can walk around in the dark at night and you're not scared. You're not putting your keys between your fingers. You're not like only running with one headphone, or like in transparency mode to make sure you can like hear or are aware of the other people. And what a world that would
Imagine just like going for a run whenever the fuck you wanted. Or imagine just like, oh no, I'm gonna walk home by myself.
Yeah.
Be like, what? That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I really liked how she said that. Anyway, yeah, we finished that. So now we're like, what the fuck do we do with our lives?
We have oh, he's leaving. So
I think a
cap.
What's that?
There was a man in a feathered cap watching, but he left.
A feather cap. That's why I like this area, is because we're like secluded. Not a lot of people can see, and it's in the morning, so not a lot of people. Imagine doing this at
sunset. We couldn't.
Hey,
we came here last night, and it was so interesting. There were like
weird.
3. What were they? Rangers? Because this is technically a state park, and they were like, someone got hurt last night, and something about like you need to be sober. But what I don't understand is how they could take someone's full pack. Yeah, case. Well, first of all, he was like, he's got a whole pack of hazy IPA, and like runs down
this cliff, like runs down. Oh my god! And the way he was like looking over all 3 of them, and the guy said something to him, and he was like, ugh, turns and like scoffs. He has a whole case of IPA. Dude.
Like, comes down here, not even open, still in the cardboard, and then proceeds to take it and dump all of them out. And I'm like, I don't think you can do that.
As a ranger?
Yeah, and also just like in general, like you can tell them they can't drink it, and then if they drank it, you give them a ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think you can take someone's unopened alcohol and just pour it out.
No, yeah, he opened the case and opened everything and poured it out.
And then when we walked past, the whole cliff smelled like beer. Weird.
So dumb. Also, I literally wanted to come to Sunset Cliffs to smoke. I like rolled up, brought everything, literally get out of the car, walk down here, and as we're seeing them interact, I just hear, this is what happens when like you smoke weed or you drink around here, and I'm like, well, I'm not smoking in Sunset Cliffs. I have a good way to end.
Yeah.
It's kind of like quick and short, but I think it's just like a nice way to set the tone for the rest of the day, and I think this is a good exercise for you guys listening to do as well on your Wednesday morning. Is what is a positive affirmation for you to carry throughout the rest of the day?
Oh boy. I guess, well, the first thing that comes to mind is I am confident and capable. That's like, and I can't think of any other words right now, so I'm just going to say it.
Perfect.
Because I feel like I am confident and capable, and I don't want to doubt that or like, yeah, tell myself otherwise when I know that I can do the things, be confident in the interview, like be personable, because I know that that is how I am, and I don't want to talk myself out of that or be weird. Or even if I am a little weird, you know, that's me, and that's okay.
I love that. I think it's perfect for your day. You are confident and capable.
Thanks. What is yours?
I'm like trying to find like I'm this and this, you know, because you had it too. Like it feels like I need to do that. But mine's not as like flowy. I am self-aware and have self-control. For the I am self-aware, I just mean like I work today, and I think sometimes when I'm like busy or stressed or even in the zone, I have this like resting bitch face, and like a lot of like I just need to be a little bit more aware of that. Because it's not like I don't want to look like I'm miserable all the time, because I'm not. I'm not miserable all the time. And also just like, I don't know, just being a little bit like more present. Sometimes I just like daydream and let my mind wander, which is fine. I'm totally good for you to do.
Yeah.
But just kind of being more present. You know, like sometimes the day when I work, it's like the day goes so fast and I'm like wasting it. And then when I come home, I'm like, all I want to do is like sit and watch TV. It's like being just a little bit more present and aware of, you know, myself throughout the day. And then self-control is just like, just having self-control, I think, because of like working, not even because of work, just like at the end of the day, I'm like, all I want to do is sit and watch TV and eat and just kind of zone out. And that's not like, I still, just because the sun goes down at 5 doesn't mean the day has to be over. And it's like, okay, couch time, like trying to do like little things or accomplish goals, like even though it's not on my like agenda for the week, but I have, you know, if you guys have listened to the ins and outs or lessons learned, like I want to be a little bit more creative. And so taking these, like, even if it's an hour of just like doodling or like reading a book, like I'm trying to incorporate little things and having self-control, because it's just so easy for me to be like, I'm gonna go lay down and like prop up my iPad and watch TV, or like I'm gonna do this, or like I'm gonna just eat a shit ton of food that I don't really like, it's not gonna fill me up or make me feel good. So long way of just saying being present and being mindful.
I like that. Yeah. It's probably, I was actually thinking about this when this show ended yesterday. I was like, this is probably good, because I've been having similar thoughts of like, all right, it's 5 o'clock. I got at least 3 hours to like do whatever I want.
Do stuff before
before it's like night routine.
Yeah.
And the easiest answer is, do you want to watch an episode?
So easy. It is the go-to, and because I love it.
Yeah.
We both do.
Yeah. But it's also like, there are other things I can do, and it's okay to like sit for a minute and be like, I don't know what to do, and figure something out.
Yeah.
Even like when I emptied the basket last night and had all that craft stuff, I'm like, there's a lot of things that I've wanted to do that is just sitting right here under the TV.
I mean, it's fine. Like, I think I'm glad that we did it for this show because I think it's a good show.
Yeah.
But it's also what we talked about before about how, like, it's almost like I do everything all at once. And it's like, now it's, what are we going to do? We're going to sit around for like at least an hour trying to find the next good thing.
Yeah.
It's
Watching
like, why
all
don't we
the
just,
previews,
wait a second, let the good things come to us. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. That's
we'll
good.
see what happens.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I think that's a good intention for the day or affirmation, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
These are good questions. I feel like they're good if you have like a blank agenda or journal thing that you use to write those. Because it was like, how are you feeling?
Great. What are you
What are you
grateful
grateful
for? Something. Wow, we literally just did this.
Reread them.
How are you feeling this morning? The 3 things you're grateful for. One goal you want to accomplish for today. What's something you're really proud of yourself for? What would make today great? And then on this one, though, it says write down a positive affirmation. I think like writing it down is helpful, kind of like what you were talking about, you know, the words for the year.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're not going to write it down and show the fucking camera. So
I think saying it aloud. Honestly, I feel like I need to work on saying things aloud because I'll write them down and then close my book and put it away.
Yeah.
Like if I say it aloud, it's like I'm speaking that into existence, and that is happening for my
See,
day.
I'm the opposite. I agree too. Sometimes I am, but I word vomit all the time. I say things I don't mean 100% of the time. I'm just like blah blah blah. I love hearing myself talk. So when I write down, I have to be a little bit more like self-aware and like I'm really intentional about this. So that's so funny. Look at us. Opposites.
Well, y'all, I hope you take that and have a lovely morning, or if it's the afternoon or evening, try this tomorrow morning and see how your day goes. And make some time to go outside in the morning. Watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a morning person, it's worth it, I promise.
Definitely.
Please subscribe to our YouTube, even if you don't go on YouTube, because we want that. And leave us a review. TikTok, Instagram, Polite as Fuck Podcast. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.